My name's Scott, and I'm a professional body piercer, and I've been piercing since 1994. Now, since that time, I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've seen the ugly. Today, we're reacting to piercings gone wrong. All right, so things have gone bad here. I believe this is a scoop piercing, which is a curved barbell, side to side, and they didn't put in the right size jewelry, and those beads, they're getting sucked in. It's just a matter of time before the skin grows over the top, and you have a trip to the hospital. They will have to cut it out to take it out. All right, we're looking at a cleavage piercing, and again, a straight barbell. Not sure why piercers think that this could possibly heal unless you just did it yourself. But yeah, take it out before it leaves a huge scar. It's just not going to work. All right, another video, we're looking at a nostril piercing with a cannula needle, which you pierce and then you take the actual needle out. There's a plastic tube and you follow the jewelry in behind. It looks like that's a pretty up and down pierce. Holes in the gloves, you know. You don't need the whole glove to go around your whole hand, just part of the finger, I guess. How old are those gloves if they're that brittle and cracking? I wish I could see better. Safety first. Yep, exactly. Those gloves are killing me. Trying to get the jewelry in. Now, if you went to a professional, it'd be done and you'd already be looking in the mirror at your beautiful new piercing. And I have a feeling it's not going to look as beautiful as you want it to be. What do we got going on here? And did they just pull the jewelry out on top of it? Probably. Go to a professional. I can't say that enough. So, an in and out piercing. Okay, not supposed to be an in and out. This is a surface tragus piercing, but as you can see, the middle of that surface is popped back out, so it kind of goes in and out and in and out, and it's just a matter of time before that whole thing is just out. Well, I would have to guess that this is a chest piercing called a Madison. Could be another part of the body, but with that clothing, I can't seem to figure out what else it would be. Now, with these piercings, you need to do surface bars. Don't do rings. Rings aren't going to heal. I've tried or done many myself, and they just reject. And it looks just like this right before they reject. It's kind of funny how you have an arrow industrial bar going through your industrial, and it's this. Again, they missed. It was supposed to be lower. It's like a bad shot. Like, oh, we just barely nicked the ear with the bow and arrow. Not the look we're going for. Now, unfortunately, a lot of times when that middle bar is pressed right up against the top like that, I've seen the skin grow over the top. And it doesn't even, it's not even industrial. Now it's kind of one super, super long piercing that just, it's a giant bacteria trap. It's kind of gross. That should have been far lower, much completely different angle. And then if you're doing industrial, put in the right size bar. Just because the bar's cute, if it's not the right size, it doesn't work. Now, it's kind of fun sometimes to get creative with industrial piercings, and that's if they have the right anatomy for it. Now here we're trying to do, you could probably make up some name for this one. It's supposed to be a vertical industrial, but they're kind of going through an upper snug, kind of rookish area, but it looks like it's lifting and pulling that whole part up. I guarantee you, you have not slept on this ear since you've gotten this pierced. Ouch. It's not attractive. Take it out. Get it done by a professional who's going to bend or fit the ear or fit the bar to your ear, not force your ear to the bar, which is obviously what's happening. All right, we got a little video here trying to figure out what's going on with the industrial. I believe that rejected and ripped out. Yep. Got a little flap there. That's why you need to get it through the cartilage. If you go to a piercer and say, oh, you don't have the right anatomy, but I might be able to fit it in there. Don't do it. If you're not going through the right spot, you're going to have a huge scar like this poor girl. So this is what I showed the piercer, and he said, sorry, my bad afterwards. A completely different angle, completely different piercing. I hate piercers that just don't listen and do what they want to do. It's about the customer. I'm sorry you went to a bad piercer. And as a piercer, shame on you, piercer who did this. God, it's terrible. And are those butterfly backs too? I can't even tell. All right, now we're looking at an anti-eyebrow piercing. It's a really cool picture. That jewelry looks pretty darn tight. It looks like that bottom one is kind of getting sucked in a little tiny bit. I don't know if you need a different bead, a longer bar, or if it was just done and you're overswelling. It could end up being okay. Chances are it's too tight though. Just stop. What? How do you get your tongue in your mouth? How do you not mess your teeth up by the end of the day? Plastic jewelry, that big old heart on the inside. All right, so now we are looking at a tragus piercing, a couple helixes, and some lobes. They're not terrible. That tragus piercing is kind of angled a little bit. It should be down a little bit more, but it looks like it could heal. If you get the right size bar, you might not even see that how off the back is. As far as those rings in the helix, they're in a little tiny bit far. If they're in the healing process, change to the stud so you can heal this up. But it's not the worst we've seen. Speaking of the worst we've seen, now we're looking at an anti-eyebrow with a labret. That means you have the flat disc on that one side and the ball. It's straight. It's going to reject out. You can see how the disc is just pointing into their skin, which is going to leave a really, really weird scar. And you can see the scar happening. It's already opening up. Take it out. A true navel piercing. I hate this the most of all we have looked at so far. True navel piercings are so dangerous. Your belly button is like your inner organs, your umbilicus, and it's like you can send someone into septic shock. It's sending poisons and toxins through the body, and this is so dangerous to do. So dangerous. Snake eye piercing gone wrong. If you're thinking about getting this piercing, here's your sign to not. Yeah, it's what I've been saying the whole time. They're going to reject out. They're going to leave huge scars. They're going to damage your gums, your teeth, and it just doesn't look good. All right. Apparently, super high navel piercings are becoming the trend. Let's not make this a trend. Get it actually pierced in the belly button. That natural ridge down the bottom is where it's supposed to go. Not sure why it's so deep. And honestly, if you have a deeper belly button and you're like, oh, I want that bottom gem to show, then you might need to look into like a floating navel. Not everyone has the right anatomy for every piercing. And if you're a piercer and someone doesn't have the right anatomy, you got to say something. It's the responsible thing to do. Don't just take their money and put something in like this. It looks so red. So my ear's infected. Great, still not taken out. Here's the thing. I've been piercing a long time, and sometimes we need to do these crazy industrials where sometimes I'm bending bars, and you need to get these really long bars. It's not easy to find a bar this long. So again, someone went really out of their way to find the most ridiculous piece of jewelry to pierce them with, and of course it's just not going to work. Normally we use 1.25 inches up to 1.5 inches. And I can tell you right now, this looks like it's at least a 3 to 4 inch barbell. 2 to 3 times the size it's supposed to be. It's just ridiculous. Put in the right size jewelry. If it's infected, you gotta go see a doctor. But get in the right size bar and that'll probably make a huge difference. Now I do also want to mention that there is quite a bit of bar pushing into the middle of the ear. If it's done too deep, you're just not gonna heal it. And that could be the part of the problem too. Combination, there's a lot of problems here. Wow. It's always shocking whenever I do these videos. I'm sure you have something to say. Let me know in the comments. Now, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and of course, keep putting holes in your body. We'll see you all in the next video.